seconds.
Good afternoon. I'm Shawn Yao, and this is One News Now. President Duterte is now under quarantine after being exposed to a COVID-positive household staff. Acting Palace spokesperson Carlo Nograles said the president has already tested negative for COVID-19 in 2 tests. However, the president is still being monitored for symptoms. Duterte was exposed to his COVID-positive staff last Sunday. Nograles said the president will continue to work while under quarantine. And experts continue to express caution amid the easing of restrictions in the country. Dr. Ron Jean Solante told the chiefs that it might be too early to transition the country to a COVID endemic status this month. This is in response to the NTF Chief Deputy Implementer Vince Dizon, who said a pandemic exit plan is already being prepared. Solante noted that some members of the vulnerable population, particularly children, have yet to receive their shots. The World Health Organization defines endemic as a disease that is prevalent or restricted to a particular area or population.
Remember, we still have cases. Ang dami pang hindi nabakunahan sa vulnerable population, ha? And if you look at the admissions, itong nakikita natin yung mga matatanda, no, may mga comorbidities coming in. It seems na parang napaka-early to say na we have to transition because we can deal with it.
Meanwhile, Jomar Rabahante of the UP Pandemic Response Team is opposing the proposal to scrap the COVID-19 alert level system. He explains that the scheme provides threshold metrics for monitoring. Presidential Advisor for Entrepreneurship, Joey Concepcion, had earlier proposed to remove the system in areas with high vaccination rates.
Ang main reason kasi na may alert system tayo is because of the monitoring. Katulad nung may typhoon, can relax the restriction but yung threshold metric should be there, and ito yung magpe-prepare sa atin sa new normal. Kaya hindi.
And daily new COVID cases in Metro Manila and some parts of Luzon and the Visayas are now decreasing, putting the country back to moderate risk status. However, the DOH is flagging rising cases of young children testing positive for COVID-19. JC Cosico reports.
From being high and critical, the Philippines' COVID-19 risk classification is now back to moderate. The health department says the country's daily new COVID-19 cases is decreasing. Our national positivity rate is down to 35.4% from the peak of 46.8% last January 18.
We show a negative 1-week and 2-week growth rate. Ang average daily attack rate natin nasa high risk pa rin, pero bumaba siya sa 19.43 cases for every 100,000 individuals.
While hospital and ICU bed utilization is at low risk.
Karamihan po sa ating mga COVID-19 cases ay banayad or mild lamang ang mga simptomas na maaari namang gamutin sa bahay.
Metro Manila, which is now under alert level 2, is also at moderate risk. Apart from NCR, there is also decrease in cases in Calabarzon and Central Luzon, including the Visayas. But there are select areas in Mindanao like Caraga and Soxargen that have a slightly higher COVID bed utilization rate.
We are also seeing the other regions na nung tumataas ang kanilang mga kaso, no? But if we look at the trends in the number of cases, especially the 7-day moving average, nagpa-plateau na, no?
The DOH doesn't see any reason to remove the alert level system in our COVID-19 response.
Evolving po ang situation. Hindi po tayo natatapos dahil nagka-Omicron, tumaas, bumaba ang kaso. Hindi pa po natin alam kung ano mangyayari in the future.
Meanwhile, the DOH also reported an increase in the number of children below 5 years old getting COVID-19. From the peak of 554 cases during the Delta variant surge in September 2021, COVID infections among the age group has risen to 632 from January 24 to 30. However, the health department says this should not stop parents from allowing their children outside their homes in areas under alert level 2.
Pero halos lahat naman po ng mga kasong to ay banayad or mild. Hindi po natin kailangang takutin ang ating mga kabataan o ang ating mga magulang. Ang kailangan, bigyan ng mas madaming proteksyon ang bata.
With this, the DOH once again calls on parents and guardians to have their children vaccinated against COVID-19. The first batch of Pfizer vaccine with pediatric formulation is expected to arrive today. The initial batch has 780,000 doses. Inoculation for the 5 to 11 age group will begin Friday and will be piloted in 6 vaccination sites in Metro Manila. For News 5, JC Cosico, We Are One News.
We'll be back with more stories after this quick break. Keep it here on One News. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Sean Yao. The Commission on Elections insists that its database was not hacked and that no information was extracted. During a House hearing, Comelec reiterated that the information supposedly obtained by hackers were not yet in their database. Previous reports stated that some data, including PIN codes for vote counting machines, had been collected. The Commission also noted that cyber attacks are not possible since their database is not online.
The only way that they can get information from that is through physical means. Ni-review din naman namin yung mga CCTVs. Wala namang untowards or any incident na nakita namin na medyo may pumasok na hindi authorized.
On other matters, the Comelec says that voter deactivation and the ongoing pandemic led to lower overseas voter turnout for this year's elections. As of now, 1.69 million overseas voters have been registered. That is lower than the 1.8 to 2 million turnout in 2019. Comelec said more than 570,000 overseas voters have been deactivated after failing to vote in 2 straight elections.
Highly mobile nature din ng mga overseas Filipinos natin. So most of the transactions we entertain are transfers between countries coupled with the massive also repatriation of overseas Filipinos due to the pandemic.
Let's take a quick look at today's other top stories. Congress has ratified the Bicameral Conference Committee report on a bill amending the Public Service Act. The proposed amendments would allow 100% foreign ownership in telecommunications, airlines, and airways. The measure is now up for President Duterte's signature. And a petition seeking to temporarily halt the planned vaccination of kids aged 5 to 11 has been filed before the Quezon City Regional Trial Court. The petitioners described as unconstitutional the DOH memorandum giving the state power to give consent in case a parent or guardian refuses vaccination despite willingness of the child. And in sports, Adelaide 36ers Kai Soto says he is considering to join the NBA draft this year. Soto's coach, CJ Bruton, earlier said that the 7'3" big man will have every opportunity to play in the NBA and that it is just a matter of when. For more updates, visit News 5, The Philippine Star, and Business World Online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You can also catch One News on the Signal Play app. Register for a free account at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. Masks on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. I am Sean Yao. We are One News.